What's up, guys? Coach Katie here to give you your Tuesday workout. First, you're gonna start with your warm-up, a little bit of some range of motion drills. So we're gonna start with the wrist car. All right, with the wrist car, goals for both cars in general is to only move the joint that you're focusing on. All right, so here we're just going to kind of stabilize our forearm, all right, so we don't move through our elbow at all. And we're going to find a corner to start, all right? So bottom left, for example, is where I'll start. I'll go bottom right, up and to the right, up and to the left, and I'll do about 30 seconds in one direction, and then switch 30 seconds in the opposite direction. We'll go to the other side. That'll be about 2 minutes per side or so. And then we're going to do our shoulder car next. All right, so that'll just be staying close to the rib cage. As you turn your hand, you'll feel it. You're gonna lead with the thumb, all right, and continue along. We're gonna go in one direction, reaching long through the fingertips, trying not to rotate back through the rib cage, all right, trying to stay square everywhere else. And again, go in both directions for both sides, about 30 seconds or so. Next is the cat-cow. So you guys are focusing on getting hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. All right, just trying to be diligent. Go for about 10 reps or so. Tucking the hips under, rounding out one vertebrae at a time, and then you'll reverse position. All right, so I'm initiating this through the hip, really trying to take it slow and intentional, trying not to bend through the elbows, right? Pushing away from the floor, staying active, and exploring that end range through as many from as much of my spine as possible. Last but not least, plank tees. All right, top of a tall plank, reaching. All right, pivoting off your feet, that's 1 rep. You can do about 10 or so. This is 2, all right? And that's your warm-up. Next, we're gonna actually start with conditioning first. All right, this is gonna be 30 minutes, easy pace. You guys are gonna feel nice and warm by the time you get to your dumbbell strength segment. Okay, so this is gonna look at 4 movements: the windmill, no push-up burpee, reverse plank bridge, and then single arm dumbbell or kettlebell swing, depending on what you have. Okay, so you're gonna get the dumbbell up and overhead. If it's in my right hand, my left foot is gonna point slightly out. All right, I'm initiating through the hip. I call that the little sassy hip. As you push back and diagonal, you're looking up at your dumbbell. If you have the range of motion, you'll touch the floor. If you do not, don't force it because you don't want to overbend through your midline. All right, that'll be 3 on each side. Next is the no push-up burpee. All right, that'll be a squat thrust for others who know it that way. That's just getting to the top of a tall plank, kicking back, and then standing up fully at the top. All right, hips under shoulders for a full extension of the hip, and just making sure that if you feel comfortable, if you need to slow it down even more, you can do the step in, step out. Goal is easy pace, so try not to overdo it. Third is reverse plank bridge. Hands are going under shoulders. All right, you're going to push through your heels. Hips are straight, and you can turn your hands however you feel comfortable. I'm going for a neutral position here. Okay, 30 seconds. Last but not least, for the conditioning piece, is going to be a single arm dumbbell or kettlebell swing. All right, 5 to 10 each side. So since I have a dumbbell, I'm going to choose just to swing all on one side first. Snappy hips and knees. Okay, you're going to be applying this later in your strength segment, so focus on that, pushing back through the hips, and just trying to keep this tight to position throughout with the chest up. Okay, 5 to 10 each side. Okay, last but not least, 5 to 7 sets for your strength set. It's going to be a bit of a dumbbell complex, so you guys are gonna be focusing on, it looks like 12 reps per arm for each set. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 single arm sumo deadlifts, 4 hang power cleans, and 3 push press with the dumbbell. You'll put it down, rest as needed, and then perform that on the other side as well. All right, so folks who are looking for a little bit of that sumo position, we need to make sure the feet are just outside the shoulders, all right, and the knees are tracking out over the toes as you do your sumo deadlift. All right, here's a side angle. Pushing back through the hips, flat back, but I've still got an active chest and I'm trying to keep my lats on tension as I touch the floor. The dumbbell head on the bottom is the only one that touches the floor. All right, kettlebell should be okay, but try not to over squat as you do this, right? Don't put your knees too far forward. Push the hips back. All right, once you get your 5 sumo deadlifts, you're going to move on to your hang power clean. This is an option. That's sort of a muscle clean. This is the power clean. You can also choose to go from the outside of the hip if you're more comfortable with that as well. So I get my fourth clean, and then push press is last. Knees out over the toes, staying in the midline of the foot, punching up, finishing with my bicep behind the ear. All right? So that will be on one side, then you will repeat on the other side after a bit of rest. All right, 5 to 7 sets total. So it's a good bit of volume. You guys should have fun with this. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. If you're tuning in, we don't have the theme yet, sorry. So it'll be a mystery theme. All right, see you then.